We're here. We're queer. Get used to it, baby. It's that time again. This is the Jose Soto Show, and I'm your host, Jose Soto, and we are talking about the Oscars. And let me just say, first of all, I am okay with the nominations. So what if they're just all white people in there? It's only white folk. Damn these crackers and their Oscars and shit. They be fucking racist. Are you sure about that? Come on. Anyway, so there's this controversy about the Oscars only nominating white people, leaving out blacks. And they're saying, this is the whitest ever. Well, not really. There's a Mexican in there. Yeah! He's representing La Raza. My people. Well, maybe that's why I'm not making this a big deal, because there's at least one Mexican, and I'm okay with that. Well, he's getting nominated for Best Director for directing Birdman. And Birdman, oh, that was an amazing movie, by the way. I just saw it a few days ago, and it's up there. I mean, it should get Best Director and Best Actor, Michael Keaton. I mean, if you really want to see Michael Keaton be Michael Keaton, this is the movie. So, the Oscars. Look, we have a Mexican in here. You know, we have, and that's it, right? Okay. What's his name? Let me see. His name is Alejandro Iñárritu. And because he did such a good job with that movie. I mean, that movie was challenging, by the way. If I was a director, I would probably be like, shit, I'll be shitting in my pants. Somebody told me to direct the movie in that way. But he did an amazing job. It was a challenging movie to do, to execute all those scenes. I mean, it's a big, long one take. It sounds like, it feels like it when you see it, but it was just a nightmare to shoot, I hear, but it was well done. It was just an amazing film. And so, yes, I think he should get the Oscar, and I think it's going to go to him for Best Director. So that we have a Mexican who got a fucking Oscar already. You know, what's the big deal? So, you know, let's just move on and just get over ourselves, I think. Look, I went to UCI. Hey, what is that? It's University of California, Irvine. I went to their drama school. I took drama, and that's my major. That was my major when I was in school. And I was there. And I was the only fucking Mexican guy there. Well, there was this other Mexican chick. And then there was a black guy that was there, and that was it. Oh, I'm sorry. There was 4 Asian people. I forget those Asian guys. There were 4 Asian guys, 4 Asian people, taking drama along with me and the Mexican girl and the black guy and the 1,000 or so more white people. So basically, it was 4 Asian people, a Mexican, 2 Mexicans, and a black guy. 7 people who were not white. And you know what? I didn't really have a problem with it. I just didn't. What I did was, when I was in school, we had this club, or this little group at school, and it was about writing plays and screenplays as well about Mexican culture and about gay culture. You know, because I'm a homo as well as I am a Mexican. And it was an interesting thing. People went, and the people who were there, who were they? White people. Yeah, there were white people writing fucking plays about being Mexican. It was fucking funny. And so I had to be the one that was kind of had, you know, the head writer of all that. So, yeah, you know, and there was a discussion once we had at school, I remember, about race. And somebody finally pointed out, hey, how come we're all like for diversity and shit. But there's only like one Mexican dude in the class. It was me. There's only one Mexican dude. Well, let me answer that question. Let me tell you why there's only one Mexican dude. And here's a way I can explain it. All right? And probably I'll try to understand why black people are not getting Oscars, or maybe I won't, but because I'm not a black guy, so I'm not going to be able to understand that. But for Mexicans, I'll tell you this. Especially those of us who are here in the U.S. This is mostly a Mexican-American thing, a Chicano thing. I would love it to probably later on push to get my people involved in theater. We can do our own thing. We can do movies. We can do, yeah, I would love to see getting out of white Hollywood, just making our own shit. We could make really good movies, and I see talent around me. But the thing is, so much shit goes on in our lives. My family, who is 99.99999999999% Mexican, that's really Mexican, they had no idea what I was doing at school. I told them that I was in theater. They thought, okay, so what do you do there? You go to be or not to be? Just fucking ignorance. You know what I'm saying? But they loved going to see my shows that I did. They loved doing that. They like to go to the movies and watch good movies with me. So they know what's good art, what's good film and theater, because they've been there. I have exposed my family, a lot of them, and it's too many of them to try to help out. But a lot of them I did expose to real good theater and really good movies. Not your stupid movies like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or the stupid fucking Sharknado or anything like that. Hey man, look at those sharks. Fuck. They're fucking like flying over the street, ese. Yeah, but that's nothing. And the thing is that the problem with my people is we don't like to get into these deep philosophical debates or big philosophical intersections of life to try to decipher it in the universe and try to make a movie about certain themes and actors and characters. And my people, my family has no mental capability of doing that. But there are, now I see Mexicans out there, this director who directed Birdman, I see young Mexican people doing theater, and it's fucking great. It's great. Finally, there's some interest in this. But there was, you had to really push him into it. You had to really do that. I don't know why. Because, for us Mexicans, especially if you're young, there's so much fucking bullshit distraction around you. So when you're going through high school and you're trying to say, well, what should I be that? All of your friends are into fucking football, they're into this shit, or they're into, stupid, petty shit that has nothing to, spark your interest or your curiosity into something more deeper, because that's what really helps you push yourself into theater or into filmmaking, is the curiosity of life in the universe. That's what pushes you to make movies. So, and maybe it's the same thing with black people, is that they don't want to do movies. They just want to play football. When I play football and basketball and sing hip-hop and do rap music, because that's what I see. Well, the black people that I know, they're not into the theater stuff. They're not into films that are deep. They might be into Selma because, even that, some of the black people that I know, they're like, I don't want to watch it. They want to watch fucking Transformers or anything with, anything that has hip-hop in there or anything with Beyonce or anything. They want to watch that. Fuck, why do you want to watch that? It's bullshit. It's a distraction. These movies are actually good. If you want to make a good movie, if you want to be nominated for an Oscar, you have to make a really, really, really good movie. And it's difficult. It's a really hard thing to do, by the way. People don't realize that, because I've been in a couple of movies. And really, it is the most difficult, boring, the most hardest thing you can imagine. I think it is to me. Maybe it's because the Mexican gene in me tells me, come on, it's too much, man, get out. No, I want to do this because it is something I'm very interested in. So, see, that's the thing. That's what needs to be deciphered a little bit, and it has to be explored. Yeah, we can say, well, there might be some racial, societal issues, that the big six Hollywood studios don't fund or give the green light to movies that are mainly Mexican. Look, first of all, I read a lot of screenplays that come out of Hollywood or that are in circulation. I read screenplays all the time. I probably read about 3 to 4 screenplays a week. Most of it is garbage. I just go, just toss it aside. But there are a few that, these are interesting. And the characters are, for some reason, white. I don't know what it is. What is it that only white people can do good stuff? What is that about? It's not a racist thing. I'm just saying. Maybe it's because, again, it goes back to the thing. You have to push Mexicans. You have to push black people, probably. I don't know. But at least for us Mexicans, you have to push us to do something good. We have to be motivated in a way. And when you have distractions like teen pregnancy and you have, look, the average person now in my family, because I know my family pretty well, the average person in my family that gets pregnant, it's around the age of 17, 18, around there. If you don't have a kid by the time you're 21, you're gay. You're a homo. Something wrong with you. So instead of sitting down and thinking about the universe and thinking about life and the philosophies and thinking about Plato, Aristotle, ancient Greece, ancient Rome, and talking about the old drama plays and the comedy plays of those periods, or talking about Shakespeare, you want to talk about this and that, and then go into film and try to sort of gather yourself into a way that you can actually write some fucking movie. That's not going to happen if you have a fucking 6-month-old infant right next to you who says, feed me. See, that's the thing. My people get easily distracted by the bullshit of life. And I guess they're more interested in just living the life and just moving on than we are into, well, let me sit here, write a screenplay or a stage play, and let me observe life. I'm the only one in my family that knows how to write a full paragraph without any errors. All right? I'm probably, the only member of my family that knows how to do that. That knows how to write a paragraph. A full paragraph. With no grammatic errors or anything like that. It's just, or probably even in Spanish. So I can write a full paragraph either in English or Spanish. I can do that. And I'm the only one guy in my family that knows how to do that. I'm the only one guy that understands character development, that understands plot, that understands storytelling, that understands how to write a screenplay, how it's formatted, how directing works, how, what is good acting. I've seen people in my family cry in like the most stupidest movies. I one time I think I saw one of my cousins like almost got teary-eyed for Starship Troopers. I remember it was, what? I was crying out of shame. Fuck. And the thing, when we talk movies, me, my relatives, or even my straight friends, and my gay friends, like everybody that's a Mexican around me, and we talk about movies, it's always, the big blockbuster ones that never get nominated for anything, the garbage ones, anything with Ben Stiller or anything with Jonah Hill, or talk about, or we do the Transformers or the Turtles. Oh yeah, I want to go see the Turtles. Well, why did you go see the Turtles? Oh, because my 2-year-old wanted me. Yeah, your 2-year-old wanted. Yeah, you're watching a movie with a 2-year-old kid, and both of you which of course one of you, the adults, should be a little bit more intelligent and a little bit more observing of life. The both of you are enjoying the movie at the same time, at the same quality. Interesting. So here's what, here's the thing. White people, for some reason, yes, we make jokes about white people all the time. And the reason why is because they're weird. And you see, weirdness, I'll say this, weirdness or queerness is something that white people are good at. And and that weirdness, that difference, that is what creates the art that we see in the world, that creates the philosophies, that creates a lot of the shit that we see in today's society. That's what creates good movies. I mean, if you look at fucking Birdman as far away as you can, in a very neutral point, you'll be like, man, this is some weird shit going on. Somebody's smoking pot. Yes. And white people are good at smoking pot and hiding it. All right? But I think what we need to do is, because black people, I think they have been so marginalized, right, in the recent past, that they have to show some form of rebellion, I guess, against the white man, and try to say that we can do it without you and we can live without you. So we had that in the 70s, in the 80s, and what we had was, of course, hip hop, right? We went into music. The black people love to do music. They like to go into that. They like to mix some beats, do some rap. That's what they're good at. And and the reason why they're good at it is because that's what, as a group, they decided to move away from the white man, which is Hollywood and movies and theater, and go towards just doing, this hip-hop music and rap music that attacks the white man. You know what I'm saying? Because the white man is weird, queer, and sort of, fuddy-duddy. But that's what makes good comedy, though. That's what makes interesting things happening on the stage or on the screen. So until black people and my people, Mexicans, when we start to not give a shit that people do act weird and within our confines of our own race and our own community, then we'll probably see a lot of people who we think are weird, but they're just talented. They have interesting ways of looking at life that they are able to move up and create fucking good shit. Good movies. Right? I mean, if we had a young Steven Spielberg, let's say a 12-year-old Steven Spielberg going to, let's say, to my old neighborhood in Santa Ana. He goes down Cedar Street with his camcorder videotaping people. Everybody would be like, hey, wait, hey, pendejo, what are you doing? Stop it. Don't videotape me. Get out of here. Get out of here, baboso. Pendejo. If his dad was Mexican, he would say that. And then we wouldn't have a Steven Spielberg. See, that's the other thing, too. You have to start with the young people. You have to old people, old black people, or people around my age. Let's say everybody 25 and over. Because you already made up your mind. You kind of already know what you want to do in your life, in a way, I guess. You are already molded, in a sense. But those who are underage, the youth, that's where you have to go. Because today, we have the adults who are 25 and over, who are more interested in hip-hop, who are, they've already set in their ways. They like their hip-hop, they like the football, they like the basketball, and that's it. And some movies here and there. With Chris Rock or something. So you're not going to change their ways. So, too bad. This is going to be a generational fix. We cannot fix this overnight. You're going to have to go to the youth. You're going to have to go to young people and say, hey, maybe you might be interested in the arts. And if you go to some of these schools, South Central LA or New York City or Atlanta or any urban area, you'll see that they keep cutting away the drama programs, the theater programs, the dance programs. Yeah, because they have to focus on math and all that other bullshit. But here's the thing, though. Imagine a high school in South Central LA. It's mostly a high school that is black. And imagine what it would be like right now for a black young man to wear dancing tights or dancing suits, or one of those tights that you wear for ballet or dancing. Let's say you have a black young man walking down the hallway of a South Central LA black high school. He's walking down the hallway and in the middle of the day, and he's wearing tights for dancing class. What do you think's gonna happen to that guy? Oh, he's gonna get fucking whooped. He's gonna get not. You think? Oh yeah, he's gonna get bullied. No, he's gonna get his ass kicked because he's acting like a fag. You see? So that's what we need to get at. And my experience with dealing with minorities who are ignorant like that, blacks and Mexicans who are ignorant of art, who are ignorant of film, a lot of them are lost causes, I think. And when you just say fuck you, then you don't want to do art because it's too faggoty for you, and you're too manly to do art or to do or to sing in Les Miserables or to do Phantom of the Opera or to do the Nutcracker. You're too manly for that shit. So what do? Oh, you want to do some beats, do a rap song, do some rap lyrics and grab your balls. That's masculine. That's masculine. Of course it's not. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Maybe not. Maybe it's not ridiculous. Maybe it's just, I'm just going to stay neutral on that and say whatever. Okay, if that's what you want to do, then do that. Do the rap music. A lot of these black people, and remember when Michael Sam came out of the closet and he talked about how it is to be black and how he was raised and all that. And he told us that for a lot of black young people, and he's very exceptional, young black guy from Texas, he's exceptional in a way that he was very good at football where he was from, right? But of course he met his match and he was thrown out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But Michael Sam did say, and a lot of other black football players say this, that for a lot of black guys, football is the only answer to them, or rap music, or what is it? Doing drugs, selling drugs, or something like that. In fact, there was a black guy who came out to my front door the other day selling some shampoo or something. I don't know what it was, some cleaner. Oh God, he did a terrible job trying to sell me this shit. But he was saying, "Hey, at least I'm not selling drugs." Like, yeah, okay. Well, you shouldn't be selling drugs anyway, even if you're dirt poor. You shouldn't be selling drugs, right? I don't know. Maybe you should sell drugs. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. And in this world, we need drugs. And and in order to survive, we need to smoke some weed. Smoke a little crack here and there. But what I'm saying is, black people, I'm not black, but the way I see it is that black people do have a problem with accepting their own weirdness, accepting their talents that they have, that they are socially pressured into becoming a rap artist, a gangbanger. And it's the same thing with my people, with Mexicans too. I mean, they're pressured into, well, if you don't have a kid, then you must be a cholo, right? You must be a gangbanger, so you go do, or you sell drugs or whatever, So there's no inkling of curiosity to push young people to actually do theater, art, film, music, real music, not hip hop. It's just my opinion. But to go out there and do really good, deep stuff, you know what I'm saying? You see, have you ever seen a black ballet dancer? a black male who dances ballet. I haven't seen that. Nor have I seen a Mexican do that. Have you ever seen an Asian play football? I haven't seen that. I don't know why. See, this is a weird, not weird, but these are interesting questions that you should ask yourselves. Why a lot of black people going towards basketball, football, all the other sports, and rap music and hip hop? And why are they not interested in making movies, Oscar-worthy, independent movies, and all that, and blah, blah, blah? I don't know. I'm not going to say anything that I'm not sure of. You know, some people say it's because the white man created all this. Well, I don't know. All I can say is I point out what I see. I cannot point out what I'm supposed to be seeing by some activistas. I would say that this is an issue that cannot be easily relegated just by saying, well, we should just nominate a black guy for something, you know. No, that's not how it works. How it should work is a black guy creates an amazing film, directs an amazing film, just like Birdman, just like the other weird, queer, like movies that the hip hoppers don't like to watch because they don't understand. Because the only thing they can understand is rhymes. He's a rap artist. But let's say a black person comes out and, you know, he does a great movie. And if it's a good movie, it's Oscar worthy, it gets nominated, and there you are. You're one step away from winning the Oscar. So don't just give a black guy an Oscar because no black guys haven't been able to get an Oscar, right? It's more to that. And I know we focus on the Oscars. You know, people don't focus on it. That's just the byproduct. It goes all the way back towards how black people and Mexicans and even Asian people are raised in this country as young people. How they view themselves in the world. How they view each other. And this whole thing that, yeah, you're going to have to dress a certain way. You're going to have to... No, the most talented people in film and theater have always been weirdos and those who don't fit the mold within everybody else. So that whole conformity thing needs to stop. That's one thing. If you want to let people actually be talented and free them from all this barrage of peer pressure to do stupid shit, you know. And look, I've been there. I've been in high school. I know how it is. But in high school, I was pretty weird as well. But, you know, there were other weirder guys there who were probably more talented than me. But I was pretty weird. And so, but I didn't get that much pressure to conform. There was not that much pressure. But in my family, my people, my raza, la raza, Mexicans, yeah, we always criticize each other. Oh, man. Oh, look at that. Look at that asshole with his tights. Trying to be all dancing and shit. Yeah, that's not going to work. If you go down Cedar Street where I used to live and you're wearing tights because you're going to go to dance practice, you're like, what the hell? Hey, man. This guy wants to be a womanizer. Yeah, let the bullying begin. See, that's what happens. And I saw that sometimes, when I saw there were two guys who were in the dance team in my high school, and they got ripped apart all the time sometimes. And yeah, it's really hard to be Mexican sometimes, or a black person. Yeah, you might say, well, because the white man's out. No, it's not that. It's just hard to be yourself within those communities. It's hard to be yourself within the Mexican community, and it's hard to be yourself if you're black. Let's say you're gay and black. It's really hard to be gay in the black community. It is. A lot of black gay guys tell me this all the time. So that's just where we have to go. We have to get at the issue where people within the black world, and the Mexican world, and the Asian world, whatever, they need to be more comfortable with themselves. I think that's the problem. And it goes far beyond just the six studios the big six who don't want to give out money. Well, you know what? We'll raise our money. Fuck you, Disney. And they do this. And Disney, by the way, Disney and Sony, they're pretty teabaggers. Yeah, the top brass of these movie studios, yeah, they're fucking teabaggers. In a sense, they are. They hate unions. They fucking like to. Look at Walt Disney. He was a union buster. And everybody in Hollywood, when we had the Red Scare, remember that? I don't know. People don't know that. But when we had the Red Scare, everybody was like, and Hollywood turned right wing. That's when they stopped hiring gay people to do movie roles in these movies. So, Hollywood is not what you think it is sometimes. It can only be as progressive or as liberal as society wants it to be. It's the same thing with the gay issue. I keep hearing this all the time. Why don't we have a gay guy do the main role, the leading role in the movie? Well, because may not sell tickets. And you know how these producers are. They want their tickets sold. Every seat has to be filled in order to make money. Hollywood is a business. Yeah. So forget about this. Hollywood is a business. It's not interested in seeing what your feelings are about this or that. And most likely, they don't care about this controversy because every year there's a controversy with the Oscars. And the six studios, the big six, Walt Disney and Sony and Warner Brothers and Universal, you know what they're going to say? They're just going to point fingers and say, well, it's the Oscars. Yeah, there are plenty of other movies out there. And I think they are. But at the same time, these studios don't like, or for some reason, I don't know why it doesn't happen, they don't promote enough of these non-white movies. Yeah, so that's another issue too, but that can be addressed. Yeah, all you have to do is raise, let's say, $100 million. Whoa, that's a lot of money. It is. But that's just a start. Start your own studio. Because you're going to have to make maybe 4 or 5 movies at the start and then push later after you recoup your money from the sale of the movies, the distribution rights and all that. Yeah, you can make good money out of, if you make good movies. Yeah. But you have to make good movies that are also able to sell a lot of tickets. See, that's the problem. And Hollywood knows it, People say that Hollywood has a lot of influence. I don't think that's correct. I think that's the other way around. I think that people influence Hollywood. If people don't like to see just the typical white heterosexual male role playing the lead role and being the main guy, if people don't say, you know what, we're fed up with watching the same old, then Hollywood won't give a shit. They'll continue to put out garbage all the time. All the time. Anyway, so I don't know. That's my take on that.